If you are looking to get that iconic Acid 303 sound in your DAW, you really have three best choices now in the market. You could go with the Roland version, the company that made that iconic machine back in the 80s, from the Roland Cloud version, the virtual TB303, or you could go with Audio Realism ABL 3, which is very similar but a bit different. The third one is the brand new Phoscyon 2 from D16, which is another excellent emulation of the TB303. And honestly, you can't go wrong with any one of these choices. They all sound great, they're all super easy to program and get that iconic sound. But which one of these will really get you that sound that you're looking for? Which one will sound best in your mix? So in this video, I wanted to make this vanilla comparison in between the three, without effects, without using the internal sequencer, and really put them one next to each other and compare the pure sound of them, the oscillator, the filter, ignoring everything else. Now, before I start, I want to say that I own all the three of them. I bought them with my own money, so I didn't get any one of them from the company. And everything in this video is based on how I feel about the plugins and my thoughts on them. Alright, so this is what we have here. We have on the first channel the Roland TB303 from Roland Cloud. On the second channel I have Audio Realism ABL 3. And on the third channel we have here the D16 Phoscyon 2. Now I've set each and every one of these plugin to its vanilla state, meaning there are no effects. I'm using here, as you can see, the plain TB303, none of the modification of the devilfish applied on this preset. And same thing for ABL3, no distortion, no delay, no effects. Everything is exactly the same. Roland TB303, exactly the same. No distortion, no delay. And same goes for the channel inside of Ableton Live. There are no processing. It is really just testing the synthesizer with its oscillator and filter, nothing more than that, to really have a clean comparison between the three of them. I have also set all of them to receive MIDI notes from the sequencer from Ableton Live instead of the internal sequencer, so we can have a fair comparison in between them, an identical comparison. And all the three channel has the same MIDI pattern played here. I have also included on the master channel over here these two plugins to give some indication for the wave and frequencies and how the difference is visualized between the three. So let's first hear the Roland TB303 on its own. And for some reason, you could already hear that when all the knobs are down, the volume is very, very low. I'm at maximum volume here and we can barely hear that. Now, moving to ABL 3. This one, for some reason, has more low bottom and even at 70% over here of volume, you can really hear the difference in terms of the power between its sound and the Roland TB303. I also think that it has more creamy sound, like you really can feel that lower frequencies, almost like sub bass. All right, now moving on to Phoscyon 2 from D16. And again, here I also try to set it into its vanilla state, into initial state without applying anything. Opening here the modification panel and choosing the plain TB303 preset to really make sure all of them are set to the same settings. Let's hear it. So I feel like the Phoscyon 2 is somewhere in between the ABL 3 and the Roland TB303. It's got some of the cream sound we heard from the ABL 3, but with less lower frequency, less sub. And also the volume is quite low. It's not as high as the one we have in the ABL 3. I'm not quite sure if there is some extra amplifier in the ABL 3, but to me it sounds a bit louder. Okay, now let's go back to Roland TB303 and slowly open the filter. So now we are hearing it with completely open filter. The cutoff is all the way up. Still the sound is very low, not as strong and loud like the other two. Let's move on to ABL 3. I feel like the ABL 3 has much more higher frequency when we open the cutoff all the way up. And again, it sounds a little bit louder, almost very close to peak. Now let's hear the Phoscyon 2. The Phoscyon 2 sounds a bit different from the Roland TB303 and the ABL 3. I feel like there's a bit of resonance, even though the resonance is all the way down. Let's play it again. And you can see it's peaking here. So this might be that they're using a different filter settings here. Okay, let's now open the resonance and compare between the three. This is the Roland TB303. Yeah, that's the classic sound. Let's try the ABL 3 now. I hear more of almost like a band pass filter here with the ABL 3. There seems to be like it has more lower frequencies in the sound and the fundamental of the sound. I think we can also see it here in the visual. Let's check again. Roland TB303. Yeah, you can see that. Yes. Somewhere between 130 to 1000. The ABL 3 seems to... Let's lower its volume just to make sure. Yes, definitely more frequencies in this range. Let's try Phoscyon 2 now. Much more resonance on this one. Let's lower the volume because I think we have some distortion and peak here in the sound. You can see even from the way the graph is curving here, it's quite different from the Roland TB303 and the ABL 3. Okay, let's hear them with the envelope modulation opened. Roland TB303 now. Let's hear the ABL 3 now. I feel like the envelope on the ABL 3 is a little bit faster. Also, there is some more peak in the resonance compared to the Roland TB303. Oh, they're actually quite close to each other. There's some difference here in the very high frequencies. I feel like the filter here on the Roland TB303 is a bit subtle. Okay, let's hear the Phoscyon 2 now, the envelope modulation. It's much more full here in the high frequencies, and seems like there is more emphasis on the resonance. Let's have it now with the decay open all the way up, starting with the Roland TB303. Moving to ABL 3. The ABL3 is very close to self-oscillation with the filter cutoff and resonance all the way to the top. Phoscyon 2 now. They are quite different from each other. Okay, let's hear it now with the accent, and I'm gonna close the envelope all the way down and higher the accent on the Roland TB303. You see a peak here. Let's hear the ABL3 now. Take the envelope all the way down and slowly turn up the accent. We can really visually see the difference here in the higher frequencies. Let's try Phoscyon 2 now. Take the envelope down and slowly again turn the accent up. Yes, they're really different from each other. Okay, let's now try to lower the filter cutoff while we are in high resonance. Man, I love that sound. Okay, let's try it now with the ABL3. I'm gonna lower the volume a bit because I think we also have some distortion here on its peak. It sounds to me like the ABL3 is a bit darker in tone. Let's hear it again. They're very close, very, very close to each other. But they're more low frequency, I feel. Yeah, you can see it here. Between around 30 and 100. Okay, now Phoscyon 2. Interesting. Sounds to me like the Phoscyon has more some mid and high frequency when we're closing the cutoff. And the low and sub frequency are barely noticed. Let's hear this again. Yeah, this one is much more creamy and dark. And I really hope I have the settings here right. I really try to make the whole thing really close to each other. But if you think I did something wrong here, please let me know in the comment. But I think I set it all to sound like a plain TB303, like it's saying here. Let's see how this changes sound. So there is some effect, but the fundamental of the sound it's pretty much doesn't change when I change the settings. So there's obviously a difference between the sounds. Okay, let's try now maybe to test the square oscillator. So far we tried the saw oscillator on all the three, as you can see here. Let's try this with the resonance all the way down, cutoff all the way up. Let's close the decay. Let's close the accent as well. And let's hear the Roland TB303 now with the square oscillator. I can't get enough of this sound. Really love this sound. Okay, this is the Roland TB303. Let's now do the same thing, changing to square, closing the resonance, opening the cutoff, closing the decay, closing the accent, and let's hear it now. A bit brighter to my ear. Let's hear it again. Oh, they're very close. Yeah, it's a bit brighter, but they're very, very close to each other. With the square oscillator. Okay, let's try now Phoscyon. Square, resonance down, decay down, accent down. Let's hear it. Oh, interesting. Oh, sorry, the cutoff all the way up. Square on the Phoscyon sounds a bit harsh. Much more creamy on the ABL3 and the Roland TB303. A bit harsh here to my ears. Let's try now with the resonance up and with the square oscillator. Roland TB303 now. ABL3. Phoscyon 2. Interesting. It's here when the resonance is up and the cutoff is down between all of them. Oh, the Roland TB303 almost disappearing. ABL3. Same, very similar. A bit more, maybe just volume. It's very, very similar. And the Phoscyon. It's interesting. Maybe I have something wrong here? No, it all seems to be exactly the same like the two other. But still we hear there's like almost there is some envelope, even though the envelope is completely closed. Let's try this with the ABL tree. Open the envelope. Okay, now Roland TB303. Interesting. Very interesting. So, I don't know, I feel like to me the ABL3 kind of sounds the best between the three. I mean, the Roland TB303 sound closer to the original, I guess, but I don't know if it's really what I hear or just my perception of this plugin because it's coming from Roland and they were able to make it so close to the original. But the ABL3 sounds fatter to me in sound. It sounds a bit more creamy. There is more power in it. The Phoscyon in comparison, it sounds thinner a bit, I think. I feel like it will be much better for lead sound, for applying distortion, really getting that acid sound. The ABL3 will be suitable more for getting like bassline, sub-bassline. But of course, you can also get the higher frequency and the acid sound with it. Now I wonder if the high pass here, no, but the high pass is always closed, but maybe because they have the high pass, it's affecting the sound. Interesting. What do you guys think? Which one do you prefer? Let me know in the comments. I think there is a very hard choice here between the three if we are just comparing the sound. And this goes more into like personal preferences. But it's so cool, I think, you know, that we have all these options now that we can have inside the DAW and like have virtual TB303 sound in the box. They all sound great. Honestly, really, they all sound great. So it's only boils down now to a matter of which one do you prefer better. I hope you enjoyed this comparison. I hope it was helpful and it helped you to make a decision between the three. If you are debating, if you're considering which one should you get, or if you already have one, if you're thinking if you need to get the other one. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click like. I upload regularly everything that is related to electronic music, jams, tutorials, reviews like that. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.